Hey there, thank you for coming back to my channel and for tuning in to my first video after a 2 weeks break. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the new Espoir Real Eye Handy palette, which is a new range of 4-pan eyeshadow palette from the brand Espoir. As usual with my other video, I'm going to also be comparing these Espoir palettes to some other 4-pan eyeshadow palettes from Holika and Almond. There are currently 5 different eyeshadow palettes in this new range of Real Eye Handy palettes, and each are retail for $16 US. Let's take a look at each of these palettes individually. Light Peach is the number 1 quad. This is a warm and lively peach quad, which is described as being most suitable for those with a light or bright spring personal color palette. The 4 shades included are Marshmellow, Peach, Cuddle, and Nutty. The 2 shades Marshmellow and Peach are very warm toned and also quite white base, which means that they can look a little chalky on certain skin tones. Though I don't have any other quads in my collection that look exactly the same like this light peach quad, this does remind me of the Dry Cosmos quad from the Better Than Eyes range of Almond, as well as the Merry palette from the Holika My Fave range. However, if we look at these 3 quads swatched side by side, the light peach quad is actually not as orangey base as the Merry quad as well as the Dry Cosmos quad. There's a lot more pink tinge to the shades inside the light peach palette. Mute Rosey is the other warm tone quad in this Espoir Real Eye Handy palette series, and it contains shades which are 1 level deeper than the shades of the light peach quad. The fact that the shades in Mute Rosey are more peachy rather than rosy can be seen even more clearly when we compare this quad to the Rum and Dry Rose and the Holika Rosely quads. Let's now move on to the cool tone quads in this Espoir Real Eye Handy palette series. The first of these quads is the Light Peony palette, which is a ballerina pink theme palette. The shades in this quad are Souffle, Peony, Tickle, and Plum, and I especially like the glitter shade Tickle as it is a icy glitter shade with a pink reflect. When compared against the Holika Dreamy quad, the Espoir Light Peony quad is definitely brighter and also a little more white base, whereas the Holika Dreamy quad is more beigey and also slightly more mauvey. Next up, we have the Mute Lilac palette. This is a light mauve palette with shades that are not actually very deep. If you are someone with a cool undertone or would like to try out some mauve shades, but so far you have not been able to find mauve shades that are not too deep, this might be a good choice for you. Since Mute Lilac is a palette in the purple color family, of course I'm going to be comparing it to the Rum and Dry Violet and Rum and Dry Lavender palettes. While the shades in the Dry Lavender palette are a little lighter and also more pinkish and white base when compared to the shades of the Mute Lilac palette, the shades in Dry Violet are actually a little bit deeper and also have more gray tones to them. Deep Almond is the last palette in the Espoir Real Eye Handy palette series. This palette also contains the most interesting choice and composition of shades in my opinion. Even though the shades in Deep Almond have a slightly burnt orange tint to them, they actually are pretty easy to use, and I think they're very interesting choices of colors because I rarely ever see a palette with color this deep in Korean makeup. To my eyes, this palette is like the combination of the Holika Truffle and Melba quads. Lastly, let's also talk about the formulation of the eyeshadows in these Espoir Real Eye Handy palettes. One definite improvement that you can see when you use these quads from Espoir is the improvement in the formulation of the glitter shades. These Espoir quads have glitter shades that are very similar to the glitter shades in the Holika My Fave range. They're soft, smooth, easy to blend, really shiny, and there's practically no fallout. I also really like the fact that all the deep matte shades in these Espoir quads are as pigmented as they look in the pan. Furthermore, they don't feel rough on the skin at all, and they blend out beautifully. Overall, I would say that though the color choices and color story of these Espoir Real Eye Handy palettes left much to be desired, they still have very good formulation and they are quite small, which means they're easily portable. And if I have to choose one single quad out of these 5 to purchase, I would definitely say go for the Deep Almond palette. That is all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video and spending time with me today. Leave a comment in the comment section below telling me which palette you are most attracted to, and also don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content on Korean beauty in the future. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in my next video.